Afghanistan, a country that has experienced war for nearly 20 years, whose locals bear the brunt of the war, yet are often misunderstood, vilified, pitied, or not cared for at all. When we hear about the history of Afghanistan, it is often not from the lips of a local. That changes today. As a traveler, I'm learning that it's very dangerous to draw conclusions about a culture and its people based only from our own perspective. We need to expand our worldview, and we can do so by discussing with people from different walks of life. I'm Karima from Hijabi Globetrotter, and this is Ask a Local. Today we have Samira from Afghanistan who will be informing us the real deal about her country.
Hello, salam. My name is Samira Atash or Samira Atash. I'm an Afghan American. I've lived in the United States since I was 3 years old. I was born in Kabul, Afghanistan. My family and I, we've lived in different states in America, such as Florida, South Carolina, then Northern Virginia. And I lived in New York City for almost 10 years working as a fashion designer. I now live in the Northern Virginia area where I'm an entrepreneur, an artist, and a mom of 3 children. I'm the creator and owner of Rumi Rose, a fashion, accessories, and beauty brand. I also have an interest in Afghanistan culture and history. I started a TikTok series that focuses on Afghanistan culture and history, and you can see that on my TikTok channel and on my YouTube, as well as my website, SamiraAtash.com. Thank you for having me, Karima.
It's my pleasure, Samira. Here are some questions people around the world would like to know about Afghanistan.
What are your favorite Afghan meals?
Well, I'm a vegetarian now. I've been a vegetarian for almost 10 years, so I don't eat any more meats. When I did eat meat, I would have to say my favorite Afghan dish was mantu, which is a dumpling filled with very delicious ground meat. And now that I'm a vegetarian, I would have to say that I love sabzi chalao and anything vegetarian, the korma dishes or korma dishes, the rices. So Afghan food is very delicious.
What is your favorite historical fact about Afghanistan?
There's just so much to choose from. Many people don't know that the land of Afghanistan has thousands of years of history, which dates back to prehistoric and ancient times. And it's been a crossroad of trade, culture, ideas, textiles, art for thousands of years. Afghanistan used to be called Oriana and Khorasan. The oldest farming communities who domesticated plants and animals were from the land of Afghanistan 30,000 years ago. According to archaeologists, the beginning of the Bronze Age was in the land of Afghanistan. There are over 1,500 sites in Afghanistan right now. Most of them have not yet been uncovered.
Are Afghan women free?
That's a very open-ended question. What is freedom? Are women around the world free? See, in Western societies here, we have unrealistic fashion and beauty standards that imprison our minds. We're told that we can be strong, liberated, free if we are naked, if we're sexy, if we have amazing bodies. So in this scenario, we become a product, we become a commodity. On the other hand, in Eastern societies like Afghanistan, women can be oppressed in other ways that are not in line with Islamic principles, but politics and cultural beliefs and practices. So if one's definition of freedom in Afghanistan is set against the expectations, the judgments, and beliefs of Western thinking, then no, Afghan women are not free. But we have to ask ourselves the deeper question: who from the outside created the division in Afghanistan now that has led to where we are? There's a lot of talk about Afghan women's rights, but right now focus should be on humanitarian rights. There are economic sanctions on Afghanistan. The Federal Reserve has frozen $10 billion of Afghanistan's money. And if that continues, Afghans are going to face a very, very dire humanitarian catastrophe as winter approaches. So if we are talking about Afghan women's rights, we need to think about their right to eat, their right to get medical treatment. Situation in Afghanistan is very critical right now. It's very dire. It's critical that the world not turn their back on Afghanistan again. As history teaches us, when Afghanistan is ignored, it has ripple effects around the rest of the world. We can help Afghan locals by raising awareness about the humanitarian issues that are occurring in Afghanistan. We're talking about millions and millions of people who could starve. That is the most important issue that we have to focus on.
Is education a priority for Afghan women?
Education is a priority and a right for every human being. Places like Afghanistan, where women are told they cannot go to school or universities, that's not the principles of Islam. Islam teaches people to seek knowledge, to learn, to become educated. Right now, in the short term, we have to focus on economic stability.
What is your favorite place in Afghanistan?
Well, as I said, I left when I was very little. I did go to Bamyan when I was 2. I don't remember much about it except the statues, and this is before they were blown up. The actual statues I remember were so big, and I think I was 2 or 3 years old. I went back to Afghanistan in 2004 and 5, but I only stayed in Kabul. But my dream is that hopefully one day there will be peace in Afghanistan so that I could travel to places like Balkh, Herat, Kandahar. I want to go to Helmand, Bamyan again, Ghazni, Nuristan. There's so many beautiful places in Afghanistan. It just has so much history, so much beauty, so much, I think, mystical properties to it. There's something about the land that draws people. Maybe it's in the mountains and the rocks, some energy source.
What is a common misconception of Afghanistan?
I would have to say is that it's a graveyard of empires. I disagree with that. Maybe graveyard of globalists, imperialists, and colonists. But in actuality, I think it's a birthplace of empires. Throughout history, we had so many empires not only come through, but flourish. They didn't last a few years. They lasted hundreds of years. Another thing that I hear and I think is wrong is to think about Afghans only in the capacity of war and fighting, or calling us vengeful. There's so many beautiful things about our culture. Let's focus on the food, for instance, the textiles, the art, the music, the poetry, the hospitality, the beauty of the people that are so diverse, the crossroads of Asia, the heart of Asia, the heart of the world. It beats in Asia. Let's focus on that and change how we see the people of Afghanistan, because I believe that one's perception of you is how you see yourself and then how you react to the world. So if we put out positive energy and we receive positive energy and respect in return, you'll see a shift, a change. You'll see unity in different ethnicities that are in Afghanistan, such as Pashtuns, Hazaras, Tajiks, Turkmens, Nuristanis, Baluchis. Forgive me if I've missed anyone. Worked hand in hand, lived side by side in peace, exchanged ideas, helped each other, loved each other, took in each other's culture. And that's what makes Afghanistan beautiful.
What do you wish non-Afghans know about Afghanistan?
I wish that non-Afghans could learn about the beauty of the land of Afghanistan. There's just so much history and culture there. I've said this before. And archaeological excavations only started in the 50s through 70s. And just a few sites were excavated, and from that came the most amazing discoveries. These excavations were stopped because of war. So there's just so much about the land that we still don't know. The land of Afghanistan has given birth to so many empires, so many great thinkers and polymaths that were key influential figures in the Islamic Golden Age when it comes to math and science and astronomy and philosophy.
What do you love about being Afghan?
So what I love about Afghan people is how strong-willed we are, almost to a fault sometimes, stubborn, but we're very passionate people. Passionate meaning if you respect us, we will give you 100 times back. But if you disrespect us, it's not going to be good. We don't like to be controlled. as you can see from history, but we also have beautiful things in our culture: poetry, music, fashion, textiles, food, hospitality, history, which I talked about. There's just so much. It's not perfect, believe me. There are times I get frustrated with Afghans. We can be our own block, if that makes sense. There are times I get very frustrated and I want to give up, but then I see the people of Afghanistan, the children, the women, even the men who they struggle. They struggle so much, and have struggled for so many years. And I always feel like I'm so lucky to have been able to come to America from a young age, get educated, have all these opportunities in America. Very blessed, always felt blessed by that, and almost guilt that I had this opportunity to live in America and have such a great life, and others don't, and I want to help them. And that's what keeps me going, is wanting to help people there. I truly care. It's not for any reason that I do these history videos. Sorry. Makes me emotional because the Afghans have gone through so much and continue to, and it's not fair. And that's what keeps me coming back, is I love the people of Afghanistan. I love the land. My grandfather died for Afghanistan, as did millions of others. And I always say, you may leave Afghanistan, but Afghanistan never leaves you.
I personally want to say thank you so much, Samira, for sharing your story with us. I can't imagine it being easy at all. I hope that this video will be a step forward to bringing awareness to Afghanistan and also to humanizing the voices and the people of Afghanistan. Check out Samira's work on Rumi Rose and also her social media content. To learn more about ways you can support the Afghan people, check out the link in the comment section below, and also my blog post on ways you can support Afghan people. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye. Hasta luego.